Everybody's Mama Soul Doc, Dr. Maya Alapin. I am not a medical doctor. I want to talk about something super beautiful and interesting today, which is how are we supposed to figure out our new identity? Like, let's say we come into hypnosis for transformation and you figure out, okay, I'm going to be a new person. I'm going to change. Something is going to happen. But then, like, what do we do from there? How do we pursue that? How do we become that person? How do we find this thing that we've not been able to find before? And so the answer I want to give is actually from my formal education, which is so funny because I'm always talking about how really the answer is in the subconscious. But what I want to talk about today is one of the tenets of Platonic philosophy. So what I study for my doctorate is this classical Greek theorist and philosopher Plato, who was educated by Socrates, as you might know. And one of the most exciting and beautiful things to me about the Platonic dialogues is this ongoing conversation Plato is having with the reader about the soul, the S-O-U-L, which is, of course, what I named my company, Soulsway. And what he's really emphasizing and curious about in terms of the soul is, how can we get in touch with it? How can we touch into it? And the challenge is, how do we do that given that we have not been raised or educated to inquire into it or pursue it? And so that's kind of like the leading concept of the Platonic dialogues is, if you want to know yourself, if you want self-knowledge, if you want inner peace and joy, you're going to have to get to know this S-O-U-L, this soul that you have. And how are you going to do that if you're not already acquainted with it? And so herein lies a paradox, right? And so the kind of constructive approach to that paradox is magic or mystery is not findable unless we have faith in it, unless we seek it. So it's almost a religious kind of doctrine or theory. Like, well, we can't find God if we don't seek God, right? The soul is very much the same. Peace is very much the same. If we don't believe in it and we don't go looking for it, why are you surprised you can't find it? So when you're looking for this destiny, when you're looking for the answer to what you want to do, who you want to be, it's so important to realize that not having an answer is an answer, because it's telling you, this is something that I want to turn my energy and attention to so that I can find it, so to speak. So it's a conundrum because logically or cognitively we might think, well, I don't know what I'm seeking. I don't know where to find it. I don't even know if it exists. So F that, right? But then on the other hand, we do inherently have affinity for our soul. We do inherently know that we feel it. Everybody, I think, if they really look inward, knows that on some level, or at least feels it on some level. That's where optimism comes from. That's where destiny comes from. That's where our vision for ourselves comes from, our personality, our character. And so we know that. And then what more is there to know? Well, the only way I'm going to find that out is by looking. The mystery is, I have to accept that it's a mystery and investigate it, and then something will be revealed. Not only in terms of what it is, so to speak, but also like what to do with it, how to engage with it, how to integrate with it. So the looking is the finding. The looking is the finding. The mystery contains the answer, not the other way around. So it's kind of a bit of an anti-scientific approach, which is, we don't need proof in order to know where to look. What we need is our disposition and our heart to be oriented, and our soul to be oriented towards the discovery, and then it will reveal itself along with what we need or want to do with it, so to speak. So that's how I see hypnosis, through the eyes of the Platonic lens, which is, I know it's there because I've experienced it with lots of people. I know it's there because I've felt it in my own self. But what's actually there and how to actually engage with it, I don't know that unless I venture, unless I wager. So there's a risk involved, there's a wager involved, there's faith involved, there's curiosity involved. Curiosity. So I hope that helps you to understand not only hypnosis, but a little bit of Platonic theory and Plato's approach to the soul and to educating the soul. And if you have questions about that, please let me know. And if you have questions about something else in hypnosis, send me a message and I'll make you a video. Thanks for listening. This is Mama Soul Doc in Montreal, Quebec.